Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for that infamous Raw review from WWE's Garbage Hole. Okay, well, bottom line, a little bit about the show. If you haven't already watched the episode, you ain't missing much anyway. As usual, WWE at their finest. Pretty much, they should have went by an old saying. The old saying goes, it's not how you start, but how you finish. And that's what this show definitely displayed. I am going to be heavily ranting about this whole event. Overall, it would have been a great show if it would have had a better ending. And that's where this whole problem with this show lies. The ending. You have a movie, you start off good, you have the middle okay, and then you end it like shit, it's going to be a crappy movie. Well, the same thing goes with this. It may be scripted, it's sports entertainment, but it has to have an ending. And this episode did not have a climax ending that everyone would expect. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I went ahead and I stated, hey, they're more likely 6 days before WrestleMania going to have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring doing a brawl. Well, I'll get a little further into that once I get to the main event. But starting things off, we had the promo between Sting and Triple H, but technically his wife, Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, came out to the ring and went ahead and had some words to say to each other. Sting finally clarified the real reason why he was back in why he was in WWE, not back, excuse me, was the fact that he wasn't trying to defend WCW anymore. He said it would be ridiculous to go ahead and go forth doing that, since the company's been out of business for over 14 years. So he pretty much clarifies the reason by stating the fact that he's seen Triple H over many, many years, working his way to the top through political playing with people, and just pretty much putting everyone else down that he's ever competed with or worked with before. So that was a very good turnaround on this build-up. Definitely what they should have went with originally. So I am very happy and very, content with this build-up. To me, it definitely looks like a WrestleMania match for this pay-per-view. The build-up could have been better, but at least they clarified some few things. One thing that did kind of rev me up a little bit, but I think this was just to get the fans pissed off to get them some heat on Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, was Stephanie McMahon said that Sting has been irrelevant for 14 years, which is quite frankly false information. He has been known in TNA. He has been talked to by Vince McMahon for many, many years to show up at WrestleMania and do a match. And finally now, after 14 years, he got that. So how could he be looked at as irrelevant if Vince McMahon for 14 years have tried to convince, Sting to join with WWE to have WrestleMania moments like they could possibly have this Sunday at WrestleMania 31. But overall, promo was decent, very entertaining, and it was definitely a good confrontation between Stephanie McMahon and Sting. Plus, also, Triple H came out afterwards when Sting tried to defend himself she tried to slap him. He defended himself, stopped her arm, and held it there for a few moments, and she pretended like she was abused, and her arm was hurting her. Big fucking deal. Triple H acted like he was going to go in the ring with the sledgehammer. Sting whips out the baseball bat out of his jacket, and they have a stare down for a few moments, and Triple H walks away like the little bitch that he is. So overall, good start up to Monday Night Raw. Then we start off with our very first match of the night from last night. Dean Ambrose and R-Truth beating Luke Harper and Stardust. Bottom line, this match was okay. R-Truth did a very decent job, in my opinion. He stood out very much with Dean Ambrose. I think that was a great tag team match. I was really suspecting this match to be a throwaway match, real load of crap, and it ended up being pretty decent and entertaining and fun to watch. So I was very impressed by R-Truth's performance. Highly, feel that maybe he could get a small push in WWE and should be in a mid-card grade type of title match down the line this year for that kind of match. If he can pull off an outstanding performance in this ladder match for the IC title, I think he definitely deserves to get some mainstream credibility on the show. So definitely, I found that this match was pretty entertaining and a lot of enjoyment that came along with this match. The next thing that came up was a 10-man tag team match. It was with Eric Rowan, Ryback, and Primetime Players versus and Zack Ryder, which was strange. Zack Ryder was even on the show whatsoever. He has not been on TV for years. I don't even understand the point and reasoning behind why they had him on TV, but it was quite frankly retarded in my opinion. But hey, you want to throw anyone on the freaking card of WrestleMania, by all means, do what you want to do. I'll just go ahead and take a piss break while this damn match is going on for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Biggest load of crap. It should be looked at as something of helping a young superstar who wins this match to elevate their career into something better, like an IC or US title, or even moving into like the main event, like with the world title, having very good grudge matches with main eventers as well. But bottom line is this Memorial Battle Royal is complete bullshit in my opinion, and I think it sucks. Their opponents was Adam Rose, and they actually defeated these people. Adam Rose, Damian Mizdow, and the Ascension, and the Miz. Match completely sucked. Was a bore as can be, and the Miz got pinned 1, 2, 3 by Ryback. Big fucking whoop-de-doo. Who gives a shit? Bottom line, that freaking match sucked. Was totally uninterested and could give a shit less about this Memorial Battle Royal for the Andre the Giant trophy. So we go ahead, we get a few other things that are going on here. We had a promo by Hulk Hogan, Snoop Dogg, and Curtis Axel. Weirdest freaking thing I ever seen. I don't understand why they keep doing this Axel Mania shit. And Snoop Dogg, I have no idea why he was there, period, outside of the fact that he's been at WrestleManias maybe once or twice. But other than that, I mean, really, his purpose of being there, I didn't quite understand it. Bill Simmons was another guy who made no point. There was no rhyme or reason for him to even be on there, so I couldn't really explain to you guys what their point or reasoning behind having these two guest stars on this show at all. It was like a waste of time, in my opinion. Hulk Hogan being there, what's the fucking point of him being on this show? Really? Why? Because WrestleMania is right around the corner? Big deal. He ain't hosting WrestleMania like he did last year. So what is the point of having him on this show? There is none. Period. And Curtis Axel is living in January of 2015, where he has not been eliminated from the Royal Rumble match. Tough shit. You lost. You didn't do shit. And you ain't nothing anyway. They're making a laughing stock out of this guy. He comes out with Snoop Dogg. He's being cheered by the audience, and then when Hulk Hogan comes out, he's completely booed by the audience. So bottom line, the audience are just making a mockery of Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel's making a mockery of himself with WWE giving him this shit to do. Personally, I think it's a complete insult and, totally destroying his integrity and personality and really hurting him truthfully. And I'll explain later what I mean by what WWE does with their employees and their characters. Because bottom line is, this stuff is really not good because of what they're doing with their own characters on this show. It's just bottom line straight up garbage. But getting through all the other bullshit, we then had Randy Orton defeat the Authority with Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury with Seth Rollins. Nice little, last minute build up for the match between Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. Randy Orton, of course, hit the RKO on Joey Mercury, I think, or it might have been Jamie Noble. Doesn't really make a difference. Hit the RKO, got the 1-2-3. Seth Rollins is going into this WrestleMania looking like he's intimidated by Randy Orton, as he should in a sense. But I think at the end of the day, when this match ends, it should be Seth Rollins winning this match against Randy Orton. It would give him a hell of a good push and great build up to his character in being a terrific heel. I think he should win this fair and square. No outside interference, no, the J&J security being involved. Just him and Randy Orton putting on a very good show for the audience at WrestleMania 31 and hitting his finisher and getting the 1-2-3 cleanly with no outside interference. I think that would be the best way to go. It would display one thing, that he is ready. He is set up to the audience that he is ready to become a main eventer. And later on that night, cash in for the WWE Championship and be the champion. And I'll explain again why I believe they should go with this. Because bottom line, folks, if you haven't saw Monday Night Raw and you're watching this video, you're going to be completely like, what the hell? But anyway, moving on so I can get to the main event of this show that was absolute garbage from just to the end. WWE Divas title match was on the line. Nikki Bella defended it against Paige. They were making them decide between Paige and AJ Lee which one should get it, just to make turmoil between the two tag team partners. And fortunately, they managed to coexist with each other and let Paige get the shot for the title. Match went on for 10 minutes and 40 seconds, and Nikki Bella went ahead and walked away the victor. Only issue I had with this match, bottom line, this match was a very good Divas title match. I have really not a lot of complaints. I was very impressed by Nikki Bella in this match with Paige. I thought it was definitely a standout match, a step up for the Divas division, bottom line for all that. But the one thing I do have a complaint is the ending, because AJ Lee went ahead, got hit in the face by Paige because Paige, it was the other way around, excuse me. AJ Lee thought it was one of the Bella twins behind her, grabbing her by the hair, or grabbing her by the shoulder, hit her and attack her, and she retaliated without looking back to see who it was, and she went ahead and hit her own partner, causing, I guess you could say, a little friction between the two in this tag team match leading up to WrestleMania. And she didn't do really anything after she accidentally hit her own partner by accident. So it kind of, left a why didn't she do anything, like distract the referee so she can get some time to recover, anything for that matter. And they didn't really go that route. She hit her, Nikki Bella hit her finisher, pinned her 1-2-3. But overall, despite the fact of the ending, the match itself was excellent step up for the Divas division. Don't have too much complaints about that. Then we had a 6-man mixed tag team match, which I don't really care. It was El Torito and Los Matadores versus the Cesaro, Natalya, and Tyson Kidd, the WWE Tag Team Champions, which surprisingly enough, this is going to be a fatal 4-way match for the tag team titles. Hopefully Cesaro and Tyson Kidd walk away with these belts. They definitely have been getting a bad, after run with these titles. I think they deserved a whole lot better than this. And I really hope they don't take the titles off of them and just try to rebuild with them with the tag titles again, and redo this whole thing, because this is really a bad startup to their title reign. I think this is a load of shit. But the Los Matadores defeated Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, and again, this match was done. This was done on SmackDown the night before this one, before Monday Night Raw, and it was a dumb match to begin with. Why repeat the same thing? Supposedly Natalya got the win on SmackDown, so they gave El Torito, the Bull, the win over Natalya. Really stupid shit. Don't even understand the point or reasoning behind any of this crap. Anyway, moving into other things that were on this card, and then I'll go over some of the promos. Most of the promos were very well done. except for the last one, which I will discuss heavily. The next match was Rusev versus Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger lost to Rusev in 4 minutes and 37 seconds. Very decent match. Don't really quite understand, though, really the reasoning behind having him and Jack Swagger go at it for the 5,000th time. Thought it was a little too damn repetitive for them to do something like this. But hey, I guess they couldn't come up with any creative ideas, so they just went with some bullshit. John Cena came out after the match was over because Rusev wouldn't let go of his full Nelson on Jack Swagger. They brawled, very good little build up there, and John Cena got his ass kicked by Rusev, which was very interesting that they went that route. I guess to leave the audience to think that maybe Rusev has a more likely chance to win this match against John Cena at the end of the day. But I highly doubt that John Cena is going to lose this match just because of the fact, why would they have another match with these two and have John Cena lose? Truthfully, I think if they were to make John Cena lose, it would definitely leave a good opportunity for them to make John Cena become a heel. But that's totally up to them. They're not going to do anything that the audience wants, and it definitely shows that over the last couple of months, actually last year. They've shown that they don't really care about their audience and what they think and what they want. Especially with John Cena. John Cena has been... Fans have cried out for John Cena to become a heel character, and they still haven't gotten that yet. And I think the same thing would have happened with Hulk Hogan if he would have stayed in WWE through the rest of his entire career before leaving and just never went to WCW altogether. But anyway, moving on with that. We had another match, Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan. Great match, wrong person to win. Didn't like it. Thought it was the most ridiculous thing to possibly do, and yes, Dean Ambrose was a special guest referee of this match. Very disappointing. I think they should have went with Daniel Bryan to win this match. It wasn't bad whatsoever, just the wrong person to give the win to. Daniel Bryan already lost to Dolph Ziggler. Why would you have Dolph Ziggler beat him again? Doesn't make much sense to me. Think they should have evened out the score between these two. And then later on, Daniel Bryan wins the IC title at WrestleMania in that ladder match and have these two go at it for the IC title. But granted, still it doesn't really hurt their opportunity to build a good rivalry between these two for the IC title in the upcoming months throughout the time till SummerSlam, where I do believe they probably might unify the IC and US title together. But not a bad match whatsoever. Very entertained by it. So it was definitely a good match. Now getting into the other promos that I have not discussed. Bray Wyatt's promo, fantastic. Good little finish to their thing for Undertaker, despite the fact that I didn't like the issue that they didn't have. It was a major issue. They didn't have the Undertaker doing some sort of promos with Bray Wyatt in this build-up leading to WrestleMania, but still a decent promo as usual by Bray Wyatt. Pretty insane and intense promo, but very good nonetheless. Now we get into the real itty-gritty of this entire show that made it the complete worst load of shit you'll ever see in your life. Basically, what happens is Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, they come out, you're thinking, man, oh man, we're going to get a good-ass finish to this show. Wasn't too shabby, not too bad. Definitely, I would say it was average at best. It could have been better, but it was alright. But this ending was where the real kicker lies in this whole entire show, and really a major flaw to the build-up to WrestleMania 31's main event for the WWE Championship. You have Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman come out. Paul Heyman puts on a great promo about Brock Lesnar, and you get this real good initiation to the build-up for this match between these two. Roman Reigns comes out, and they go ahead, and what do? The two of them tug of war with a WWE Championship belt. Is there anything else more to be explained to you that this was a horrible ending to I would have to say, an okay show? And they do that. It completely tainted everything that they did on this show. Tainted it completely. And this is your main event for WrestleMania 31 for the WWE Championship. You want to build this young superstar to become a champion. And you're doing this with him? You're discrediting both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns right now at this time is not even getting the credibility by the audience. The audience doesn't even care about this guy. They don't even feel that he's right for the job, and you're even making it worse for him. Where in the hell is your right mind, WWE? What are you doing, Vince? Where the fuck are you? You know, I mean, like, what are you guys thinking here? This was total lackluster, total lack of effort. There was no heart put into this promo. None. There was absolutely no build-up towards this promo. This was complete and utter waste of time. Last week, you get Paul Heyman to go on TV and tell us, the WWE audience, expect a war between these two guys in the middle of the ring. And we get a tug-of-war. Was that what they were really referring to? Is that what WWE's come down to? To where they act like children with a WWE Championship belt? This is ridiculous. This should have been a brawl. This should have been a heavy-duty confrontation, and instead it was like two children fighting over a belt. You took Brock Lesnar and took his credibility, and in my mind, trashed it. Months and a year's build-up. A year build-up about Brock Lesnar being this dominating monster, and he's having a tug-of-war with Roman Reigns? And Roman Reigns, the guy is not getting that great of a following by the WWE audience. You want to build him up to be the believable, legitimate champion, and at this point in time, you couldn't get me to believe he could beat Brock Lesnar in your dreams. In your fucking dreams, you couldn't get me to believe this shit. And Paul Heyman, the work this man has done to promote both of these men for this championship match, I feel was completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. Out of all the men that were involved in this build-up for this program, Paul Heyman got fucked the most. He got fucked the most because he did all the hard work to build this match up, and neither one of these two men, who are actually going to be in the ring competing against each other in this scripted match, for us, the WWE audience, to be entertained, possibly be entertained by this load of shit. You're going to give us that for an ending of a build-up for a WrestleMania 31 main event match for the WWE Championship? You got to be out of your fucking mind. Really, you got to be out of your mind to make anyone believe that Roman Reigns has got a shot against this guy now. Now, the build-up they did with him and Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan from last month, that was the proper build-up. That got me excited to see Fastlane. Despite the fact what Fastlane became, it got me interested. It got me thinking maybe the show is going to be good. And instead, it's less than what I expect. It is less than what the show should be. This is WrestleMania. This is your enchilada of your whole entire show. This is the Super Bowl of WWE, and you're giving us this? And it's your main event. The guy, Roman Reigns, is not even getting a good following, and you're hurting your own guy. You're hurting your own guy who you want to be the face of the WWE. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big, humongous fan of Roman Reigns. I do believe he has the potential to become something, but come on, man. It's not even just the fact he ain't ready. The build-up you're doing for this guy is hurting him even more. Like, you might as well just not even let him win. And if I was Brock Lesnar, getting into Brock Lesnar, I've hit Roman Reigns pretty well enough on that topic, and Paul Heyman definitely got totally screwed over in this whole entire build-up. If I was Paul Heyman, I wouldn't be too happy outside of the fact of my performance and my good work on the mic. That's about all I'd be satisfied with. But all the work that I put into this, they're gonna do that for after my promo. I'd be upset. I'd feel like this was a complete waste of my time, as well as the two men that are involved in it. And getting into Brock Lesnar, if I was Brock, I'd be like, I ain't signing this damn WWE contract. You can go stuff it. I don't care if I'm going in the damn octagon, get my ass kicked. I would rather do that. At least that is real, and it's realistic, and it's built off of my build-up of what I do in the freaking octagon than what you people are doing for me. If I was him, I'd do a WCW Bash at the Beach 2000 replay. I'd lay my ass down right in the middle of the ring and have Roman Reigns put his foot on me and pin me 1, 2, 3. Grab a mic and tell Vince McMahon to go shove this shit up his ass. Bottom line, that's all I have to say about this whole entire thing of Monday Night Raw. Complete and utter disappointment. Expected much more out of this, and I got shit. As well as every other WWE fan got this. They got garbage. For an ending to a decent and okay show, we get garbage at the end. Not to mention false advertising. So WWE, I cannot wait for this catastrophe to happen at WrestleMania. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to smile. I'm going to laugh. I'm not going to be entertained, but I'm going to laugh at the fact of how pathetic you build a WrestleMania match for a man who you want to be your face of your company, and all you're doing is hurting a guy and making him less credible than he already is, and he's not even that credible to the WWE audience. Good job, WWE. Keep up the good work. Anyway, guys, that's the end of my rant and the end of the WWE Raw review. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a good time and enjoyed watching this episode of Raw Review. Please hit that subscribe button. Have a great day, guys. Bye.